AltBricker here, back with another review of an alternative Lego set. This is the Imperial Hotel of Tokyo by WANGE with 1,373 pieces. I paid $54, including shipping from China to the US. I bought it on yourworldofbuildingblocks.com, link in the description below. And I paid for this set, and these are my opinions. There's timestamps down below if you'd like to jump ahead to the speed build or my final thoughts. The building itself obviously is in Tokyo, and this version of it was designed by the American architect Frank Lloyd Wright in the early 1920s. Stood for about 40 years before they moved part of the building to a museum site and demolished the rest of it for a newer building. It has a lot of his what he's kind of known for, the long horizontal lines, the connection to nature. There's the fountains in the garden. So it's very typical of a Frank Lloyd Wright design, but it also incorporates a lot of Japanese architecture. So, the rooftops, and they also were big into the gardens and, windows that opened up to the outside. So as far as the instruction book goes, it's very nice, actually. It's got many pages with a lot of interesting detail about the building, which I appreciate. The instructions are, for the most part, pretty good. It's a little bit tricky to see some of the placements because the previous pieces are grayed out. And also when you get to the parts where you've got to pick between a gray, a dark gray, and a black piece, it starts to become very difficult to tell which is which. So that can get to be a little bit tricky. So all the parts are just in these bags and they're not numbered, unfortunately. But they are sort of broken down by colors and types and sizes. So I guess what I'll need to do is sort them into tubs. I like to use these ones I get from our local salad shop, Salad and Go. Check these out. You get a salad to go, but you get this tub with a clear lid so you can see what's inside. And they stack. Look at that. Holds the parts real good. So it'd be nicer if the bags were numbered. But the fact that they're not, I'm kind of used to it. I do a lot of alternate builds of Lego sets, and you have to just sort of break those down and divide them up by the type and size and color as best you can. So it'd be better if they were numbered, but I'm kind of used to it at this point. Before I get started, let me point out the base plates that come with the set. You get a few black ones, 2 or 3 gray ones, some larger gray ones. But especially what you get are these full height base plates. I really like these a lot. They're full height. Your Technic pinholes. You get a wide one, more narrow one. And you get these corner pieces too. And you get quite a few of these. I think these are make for great base plates for this kind of a display set. I like the brick separator a lot better than the one that comes with the official Lego sets or Funhole for a couple reasons. First of all, it's real soft. It's much softer than the bricks. So that means you're not going to scratch anything. It's got the connector here and the connector here, so that's going to work. It's got the scoop or chisel, whatever you want to call it there. But then also, here's another part I really like. The Technic separator sort of hides away, and then when you need it, you fold it out and take your pins out, then it folds back. So actually I like this a lot. There were no missing parts. I might have had a few swapped out colors unless I had built something wrong, but all the parts were here. My understanding is, though, if you do have a missing part, you can contact your World of Building Blocks and they'll set you up with a free replacement. But check out all the leftover pieces. This is absolutely fantastic. I know some people don't like leftovers. They worry that maybe they missed a step in the build, but personally, I love them. Look at that, even a leftover base plate. One of these round pieces. Lots and lots of tiles, even some greenery. Fantastic. So that's the build, and what are my final thoughts? Well, I like this a lot. Architecture is my favorite theme in Lego, but some of those sets are either have been out of print for a long time, or they're extremely expensive, and so that's what attracted me to this set by WANGE. I think there's a lot of great detail in it. I like the fact that they've included some, area around the front with the gardens and the fountain. You definitely can tell it resembles the original building. Some of the building techniques were a lot of fun. Some of this detail that goes in this area was nice. Same with these around in the pipes and things like that. There were a couple of tricky parts. The area underneath this roof sort of floats as you build it, so it's pretty weak. I think you can kind of push down on it. It's pretty sturdy once it's finished, but that was tricky. And as I mentioned in the introduction, the colors are extremely difficult to tell apart in the book, right? There's this light gray, the dark gray, this dark olive. You can even see in this part right here, this should have been a dark olive 1x2 tile, but by the time I got to the end, those were missing. I either have built those somewhere else into the model, or they weren't included. But for the price, it's really hard to complain about anything. I mean, $54 including shipping for 1,400 pieces. But I will complain about the back is very plain, so this is not meant to be put on a coffee table where you might look at all sides of it. You're just going to be placing this against the wall. Another nice feature, though, that it has is the building itself can be removed from the base. So if for whatever reason you just want to display the building by itself, let's swap these out. Maybe you've got a little bit less room, or maybe you wanted to fit this into your Lego city, a micro city that is. I think that looks pretty nice even by itself. So let's look at a couple more of the details up close. Yeah, overall, I just think this looks great. I really like micro builds. I would say this is a little bit bigger than a micro build, so it's probably in line with the other Lego architecture, but really like it a lot. Might be fun to add lights to it. Probably be a lot of work, though. There's many places where the only areas where for lights would be through cracks in the side, which wouldn't be optimal. And it's not a whole lot of windows in the front. So some fun building techniques. Oh, another thing this is great for is, really just your parts bin. If you're doing architecture or micro city builds, because there's only a few of the colors and there's a lot of plates and a lot of tiles. So I kind of wish I had actually just bought 2 of these sets, one to keep on my table and one to use for micro city builds. That's my review of the alternative Lego set for the Imperial Hotel by WANGE. Subscribe to AltBricker to get my next speed build and review. Thanks for watching.